Hi everyone, welcome to my Personal Finances PodCat episode 31, where I'm going to talk about organization learning in the new normal with the master trainer Penny Leong. Without further ado, let's welcome Penny to be on the show.
Hello.
Hi Penny.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for the benefit of our audience, could you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yes, definitely. Just hold on a little while because I'm still sharing to the group. Just yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
All good. Managed to
Yes, I'm
share.
back. Managed to do everything that I need to do. So, hello everybody. My name is Penny. So, I'm actually from Vision Building. So today, it's really awesome that finally, not just doing my own live. Actually, throughout the MCO, I have been doing probably almost 80 live sessions. So today, I think is
Wow.
considered the 81st or I think 82nd live session. So I'm really excited. So Vision Building is actually a team building and training company that we have founded back in 2019. So we serve clients like Huawei, FNN, Oppo, and etc. So we run
Mm,
vision-driven team building program. Yep.
mm. Awesome. Interesting. Okay, so now is the time to share with us how has this pandemic affected your work and business?
I think first of all, in March, 18th of March, everyone, is just getting so anxious and there are so high levels of uncertainty happening around,
Yeah.
especially with our industry. When we are talking about training means we need high engagement with physical contact, some more with people, especially, in a workshop or we run outdoor activities. So definitely there was a time we do not know what to do at that moment of time. I mean,
Mm.
three
In the
months,
very
3 months
beginning.
back. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. And certainly after even today, the announcement of our MCO, I think we still need to gather a lot of exact information to ensure the
Yeah.
social distancing throughout the workshop, throughout all sort of trainings. It has
Correct.
to be done accordingly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this pandemic, I think first of all, especially team building, we can't conduct any form of a physical activities. So we need to think of something new, to engage to our corporate clients and SME clients. And in
Mm.
April, we managed to switch everything online. So we are offering this very special teamwork education program
Awesome.
through online interface. So we organize like live preview and live program, etc. So to look at the nature, right? Because we are a service based industry.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it is not that much. I would say it wouldn't be that difficult and challenging to switch it or to digitalize and transform it successfully to go online. You see, and
Mm-hmm.
we are not like manufacturing. We have supply chain to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
We have the actual product
Mm-hmm.
to take care of it. We Because it's a fully service based industry, so it
Mm-hmm.
got us to really easy to just change the way of we operate and the way we deliver that kind of impact, the training outcome to our participants. Yeah.
Mm. But it must be
So
like so much. It's a significant difference between like conducting it like face to face and
oh
also online, right? Like
yeah,
you
it's a
can't
very
engage, you can't really get people to stand up and do something, or get people to participate, or just join in. I can
yeah.
personally, there must be so much difference like in doing things like compared to live.
Yes, it is. In the beginning, right, I have this tendency to force everyone to switch on the camera.
Okay,
Like
okay.
when we are
It
when
makes
we are
sense.
doing the zoom thing right now, the zoom, the everything. So I really have the tendency as a host, as a speaker, as a trainer. I hope to see everyone on like the little box. I have that
Oh,
OCD so that I can see everyone and to look at just their facial expression, because you are very right, Catherine. Which in training, because we need face to face, we need to see how is everyone doing. We are depending on great sense of sensing, feelings, connecting, engaging, right? So in the beginning, it was really difficult for us. I mean, for myself to look at their face, and I
mm-hmm.
found out actually people really feel very exhausting, all the time if they need to switch on the camera. It's like they're being watched.
Oh,
And
yeah.
of course, that kind of interaction, I got so used to now just talking to the screen. Usually we get response immediately. You understand? Like, hey guys, how are
Right,
you doing?
right,
Oh yeah, then
right,
we give like high five kind of thing, right? We give
right.
in team building, we talk about energizing, we talk about high pump energy, we have the high five thing, and now we can't do that at all. You know what I did?
But it's still doable, right? If you
Yeah.
force them to switch on their webcam, like all of them, you can just see them
mm,
click.
I wouldn't say force, like I wouldn't say force, but I
Okay,
then
okay.
slowly I found out, right? I found out it's really sometimes it's quite taxing for people. They just don't feel comfortable in their own space because
Mm,
they are sharing space with family members, and
mm,
they sometimes maybe they don't even have a designated
mm,
desk for their workspace.
mm.
So then after that, after I think 1 month later, whenever we conduct online program, I didn't like really emphasize on, so guys, everyone, you must switch on your camera, because I read an article from BBC, and really people feel a little bit exhausting. It's
Right.
like they need to be all the time being watched and so on. And I found out that actually we can do this virtual high five, in Zoom. we,
Oh,
we are
really?
in we are in a little
Ah,
Zoom box, right? So everyone is
ah.
like looking at the gallery view. So what we do is just we do this. So now everyone just give yourself a big high five kind of thing. Yeah, because we are working with also one of our strategic partner, right? They do this. They are switching online. They switch the whole team building program to online. So
Mhm.
they spend like the first month of MCO to transform everything in Zoom. They have the breakout room features and all. They are thinking a lot of way to see how can we energize team through virtually. But definitely you're right. It's definitely lacking a certain sense of physical interaction, and that cannot be replaced. I think now people tend to really be they treasure the time they can really connect physically. In a way that
Mm.
we feel grateful before. Last time I know lah, just see my colleague. Ayo, Monday to Friday work. Saturday, Sunday still need to see my colleague and play with my colleague. I don't want lah. I tell you now, people they really miss their colleague sitting next to them.
Right. It's only
You
when
hear
like
it?
some things are being taken away from you, that's when you start to treasure all the small little things in your life.
Yeah,
I
and
feel it exactly.
exactly. And you know what? We also found out that maybe if you are here, you can do it together with me. Actually,
Mhm.
there is this. We know so many language, right? We know like
Yeah.
Bahasa, we know
Yeah.
English, 我们知道华语, we know Mandarin. 我哋識講廣東話, Cantonese and everything. And I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, a lot of people thought clapping is only one way, correct? Usually we do clapping like that, but there is
Yeah.
this language called the sign language. The sign
Yeah.
language, in sign language, right, we do this to represent that we are giving
What is this?
a clap. Yeah, a
Oh,
silent
this
clap.
is crap.
Yeah, this is a clap for our friend who are reading sign language. So
Oh,
it's really cool stuff.
interesting.
Because when you clap, right,
Okay.
you don't feel it. But when this whole screen 100 participants are there and they do this with
Oh,
you, right, and it is
kind
a
of looks
certain,
cool, right? If
yeah,
it's like a lot of
yes,
them.
and it's in sign language.
Interesting.
It is a sign language clapping
Okay,
sign,
okay.
so everyone can learn this. And whenever we start a Zoom
Interesting,
meeting,
interesting.
yeah, this is something
Right.
that could energize. Yeah,
Okay,
so that
okay,
one of
interesting.
it. Mm.
Okay. So, like, what have you done or actually are looking to change to adapt to like thrive in the new normal? It seems like you've been through the whole process, starting from wasn't sure like what exactly to do, and then to move everything online, experience like first time like conducting this online, and from like forcing people to encouraging people to like turn on their camera until like sign language now. So what have you done? Mhm.
I think first of all, okay, yeah, I saw the question there. Yeah. I
Mm,
think first of all, in a way, in Malaysia context, I would say, in training and human development industry, it's an industry that we have been waiting for it to innovate and break through. If you were to ask me, it has been a long time in Malaysia since we 30 years ago or 40 years ago. This industry hasn't been really have a groundbreaking or breakthrough that you see.
mhm,
So I think this time, this new normal is really a catalyst for bringing new change in the industry. The
mm,
training impact the content, okay, and how to drive through digital transformation. I think it's pushing a lot of the training companies, the training service provider are really thinking out of the box, and how can we use really content to train people. Like we use online content or our platform, not just the right tools, but probably it's time to review the training content. I'm saying in the context of training industry, So to zoom down to what we do, like to adapt and thrive in this new normal, I would say
Mm-hmm.
I really look into all my training program and training developmental process.
Mm-hmm.
For especially now, HR is definitely the enabler. To implement work from home or work remotely transitions, and there are so many things need to be put into place for HR, especially, and for the top management to really enforce, okay, on working remotely. Because first of all, this is a top number one thing for any organization or in any team size. They need to think about, okay, if this thing now we know is until 31st of August, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the HR definitely need to come out something, and we are talking about reskilling and upskilling now to reduce the unemployment rate in Malaysia, especially. So if you were to ask me the new normal, I would divert it into how can training service industry can really quickly transform in order
Mm-hmm.
to upskill, and what to upskill and what to reskill for a lot of fresh graduates. If you were to ask me, this is a social impact that I see training service provider is playing a huge role, in reducing the unemployment rate, or in helping the
Oh.
company owners, not to retrench, and what other strategic ideas that we can come together. Because training partner and organization, we need to work together. Because
Mm-hmm.
if the market don't move, I'm saying very practical fact, yeah. Okay, if the market don't move, the business owners, first thing, they won't want to spend on training. To tell you the truth,
Of course, of course, of course.
yeah.
This will
Now
be
this is
probably what, like the first. I mean, it'll be on the list where they actually filter off, like, oh, we can delay this, or we can push this like to a later date. I'm pretty sure like this happens.
Yeah, and I think training service provider currently is switching more on consulting role. I really find that if training service provider quickly switch to 80% to take on more on consulting jobs or assignments, right, to work hand on hand with the business owner, especially SME business owners in Malaysia, at this point of time, it's really adding value to the business owners, and it's really like working hand on hand, like, what else in the whole business plan or in the whole business model we can trim, we can eliminate, we can reduce, in order to have that kind of cash flow, in order to sustain in the coming 3 to 6 months. I think if you were to ask me one thing right now, if training service provider, they come together, we need to add value, because we represent in a way of leadership role in the market.
Mm-hmm.
People will look for, training partners or training service providers. What can you? The first thing they won't look for us. They will look for, what are the financial aids I can get. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
will look for my PF, for example.
Yeah,
How can
yeah,
I?
probably. Yeah, business advisory, how to cut costs, how to restructure the finances. Yeah, probably that sort of things. Before they
Yes,
actually
yes.
come to you, right? Which really plays a very important role.
To transform the whole team to work digitally or to work remotely. Yeah, I would say this would be the new adaptation, and new way of, we need to switch lah. We need to switch to adapt in this kind of business and market situation. Yeah,
Mm, okay, interesting. So,
yeah,
so any other points that you want to add?
yeah. I think this is definitely a wake up call for a lot of people, and
Definitely,
especially
definitely.
if you are talking about employees, right? The frontliners and our M40s, middle class. It's time. It's definitely a wake up call for us to upskill our competency. You see,
Mhm.
now a lot of people are afraid. Ayo, my boss
Yeah.
is gonna, don't know what my boss gonna do leh. Or don't know what my supervisor gonna do. I already got 30% salary cut. Are we going back to the office? There are so many uncertainties and voices now in as an employee. That's why I think it's really a wake up call for us to really buck up, and we can learn so many things through online
Mhm.
platforms currently. To
Correct.
schedule 1 hour online learning, it's the best training tool, if you were to ask me. You
Yeah.
know, Yeah,
Now
for
is the
any
best time to, yeah, exactly. And now I think like all of us are being pushed out of their comfort zone. It's really the time if you don't do anything, like basically you're always sitting on a passive role, waiting for things to happen to you instead of like, just buck up and then make a change.
Yeah, and I'm going to be very frank because no one knows when this will end. The worst thing in this pandemic or in this new normal is not about well, do we have, yeah, of course, do we have the vaccine? It plays a huge role. It is a determinant factor, you see, in order for a lot of organizations to make decisions for the upcoming quarters planning. But if you were to ask me, right, the worst thing is because we do not know the worst case scenario right now. You understand what I mean? In the whole global market, all the experts, all the CEO confidence level, the whole sentiments, you see, because because it's the uncertainty. Uncertainty is worse than if we have the worst case scenario. And this time, the economic recession in macro view, right? There are so many unprecedented factors that is affecting the current market, and we might not know the government stimulus package is really gonna work or not. There are so that's why I say now it's like the whole communities, right? No matter which industry we are in right now, we need to come together. We need to come together and not just focusing on maximizing profits. Now it's not the time to maximizing. If you were to ask me to maximize profit, but now it's a time to really talk. To really discuss, to really have different viewpoint come together. You know, and to be honest, in Malaysia we have another factor which is our government. They are both I can't talk too much here, it's like
Yeah, we are not supposed to, but we are no like I'm very sure like where you're going towards. Yeah, I understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like when you conduct all this like live training now, can you see changes that you have made or like some changes that you
Okay.
have given to the participants?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share with you. It was really
Yeah.
interesting that we even signed yeah, we got some contracts in last month. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never thought that I could sign that amount of contract through virtual. I have always thought I need to go there and
Mm-hmm.
meet the clients, and it's not a small figure and it's not a small commitment. But I'm really glad that our team really can gain that kind of trust, and that kind of can we are able to build that relationship through the screen, even just the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? And after 1 month of engagement, we are doing strategic consultation. We are doing weekly strategic meeting with their leaders and top management. We are very glad that they agreed with the tone that we set for them. Especially in May, we were entering May without knowing. There are 2 weeks of announcement of MCO, right? A lot of companies actually they might not know what to plan next, and we can't plan for like a
Yeah.
3 month plan without knowing
Right.
what the government gonna announce like today. You get what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
one thing really inspire me is that there are a lot of people in the market right now. They are still being very resilient, and they are still being very hopeful, and they don't want to just let go their people like that, even though if they don't have choice, or they are thinking a lot of alternative. I would say we are kind of really resourceful right now, and I'm happy to see uh our engaged partners, they have the confidence, and we are really working hand on hand. It's not like a service. It's not like a client and participant. You get what I mean? It's much more like, okay, let's tell me, okay, what's your challenges, and let's work to that root cause, and tell us, how your people feeling. And that's why we have this team connecting session where I really wanted to emphasize on mental health of the people.
Yeah,
You really
yeah.
agree?
It's really
Because
the hot topic right now.
yeah, because the first of all is to really make sure everyone just know how to just calm down, you know, especially when they have kids, especially when they don't
Mm-hmm.
even have me time. Sometimes if you go to work, sometimes you still have the some break time that you have your a cigarette, or you go to coffee, or you have the break time. But now at home, you got no time. You work
Exactly.
all day and you are in the same place.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
laptop is always there and it's always calling you. Your phone is always with you. You're not even driving. You're not like taking any break. The only break is probably when you go to the washroom, when you come back, like, it's work again. It's very hard to
exactly.
break between like rest time and working time right now. I'm pretty sure that's stressing out a lot of people right now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is.
Has that even been interrupted your trainings as well? When when kids actually just
Oh,
interrupt
yeah.
your participants and all this.
Yeah, we really need to embrace, and I think we learned along the way for the past 80 days. Okay, for the past 80 days, when we not just about giving training online, sometimes it's even meetings. We have to embrace that some people just need to switch off their microphone and their screen,
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
to just give that space to a lot of people. I think tolerance and really really embracing a lot of things are really the values that I have picked up and learned a lot throughout, for the past 80 days. Yeah.
mm. Steep learning curve for everybody, I'm pretty sure. Of course,
Yeah.
this is something that none of us have actually been through. It's
Mm,
something that is totally new to us. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
the point you mentioned about, being resilient is really, really a strong point, I believe. I guess
Mm,
like right now, like a lot previously we have all been talking about long-term planning, what we
mm,
should do for the coming years, sit down for many, many meetings, talk about long-term planning. But more
yeah.
importantly for now is actually to have an adaptive plan, I think. As you
Mm,
mentioned, like because we might not know what's gonna happen, what exactly is gonna happen to us like a few months later.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it's more important to be resilient.
Yeah. Because we only can control what is in within right now, right?
Exactly.
The world is getting crazy and crazier. Don't you think so?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
let's get crazy and have a lot of fun while we can.
Yep, yep. And that is definitely good for mental health.
Yeah. And to just add on one more point that I have
Mm-hmm.
prepared,
Yeah.
like for this
Yeah,
changing
sure.
setup. And I think now is the time that we have accelerated the adoption of technology to be in training and people development industry. If you were to ask me,
Mm-hmm.
you see, education nowadays a lot of lecturers they are adapting themselves to use live sessions, to use Zoom to teach the students and etc. And we need to think of even more creative uh, interactive activity that we can do through online, not just about uh, that few features, but I think more and more e-learning tool will be coming out as well, because people need
Mm-hmm.
to people need to be just learning comfortably at their own space. So I think this new normal has definitely accelerated the speed of people need to think, what can we do right now in order for my team to learn about uh, working remotely kind of collaboration. I think more productivity tool will be introducing
Mm-hmm.
collaborative tool. More
Mm-hmm.
people will be learning about working remotely. What are the platforms that we can use, and you know and I find it, people have redefined the way that we have meetings. Some
Yes.
meetings, sometimes we think, ayo, we must meet in a coffee shop one lah, you understand? Or we must meet in the office, But I think now the priority of meeting each other, of having a different kind of meetings, will be redefined and redesigned as well. So I think many training companies have to really invest and plan strategically on developing and building a complete back-end infrastructure to
Mm-hmm.
support the training facilitations, and to support the complete digitalization of conducting training online. I mean, the whole infrastructure need to like brainstorm a little bit. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna, if we are gonna uh, train about objective and key result, for example, strategic management, what can
Mm-hmm.
we do besides just slides? Because usually it's a workshop style, right? People got to paste a lot of things on the mahjong
Uh-huh.
paper, on the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So now, when we can just talk like that, what can we do to ensure people learn?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's a
So
good
what have you been
question.
doing? Yeah, it's a very good question. So do you get people to actually get marker pen at home
Oh,
and
we
write on
did
paper and
things,
then show on the screen?
to be really honest, Catherine, for the past 80 days, we have been not to say training, we want to bring a lot of fun for people because we really think in this point of time, right, a lot of people are really stressful.
Yeah.
Stressed because first, personal finance, okay.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Exactly.
don't know what the boss or the top management gonna talk about or lead them to, and kids, if they have kids, family stress, relationship, and because of social distancing, that kind of social connection, it's actually in our human nature, and I read an article about how social distancing has impacted our human psychology. In a way, people change for the past 80 days, their habits, the way they
Yeah.
interact with people. So what we do is we just want to bring some fun to people on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't do like the heavy stuff, now go and draw on your board and write down your reflection, So
No,
not
not that kind
now.
of thing.
I think not
Okay.
the right timing yet. But if you were to ask me, so Penny, so as a trainer in a company, what do you do? Every day I can just do what am I good at, which is talking and delivering positive vibe to people. That's why I conducted a daily live sessions, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I just engage people. That's what I can do right now. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. So now is the question about money. You mentioned about personal finance, but one thing to actually like to talk about is that personal finance doesn't actually have to be like stressful all the time. Actually, if we
Okay.
actually have a, I mean that's what we think. If we actually have a proper plan layout, basically you don't have to panic at exactly when like emergency like this or new things like this happen to us. So
Mm,
now is the time where I ask you, what are the money tips that you have learned in this year? Especially
okay.
this year.
Especially this year, 2020,
Yep. No stress, no stress.
I'm really great that I'm really grateful because not I'm really great. I'm really grateful because I have engaged to a very professional personal finance advisor. Okay, that I do have that herd mentality. The herd mentality. We just follow what people say. Yeah, the lalang.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
especially currently, we can get information just like that. So we will think like,
Mhm.
wow, when people say, wow, when the market is crashing, now is the best time to buy in and to put in a lot of money. Sometimes although we wanted to be rational, but deep inside our heart, we have this fear of missing out. We have this like, hey, yeah, now this stock price dropped already. We must go in now. Okay, how much saving do I have? Do I have enough of this or not? So I think this pandemic in the early time, right? I did realize I had that kind of a herd mentality, and that's why I say I'm grateful that I have someone to talk to professionally, and I just asked him that, is it the right time? Is it really? If I don't go in now, so I cannot untung lor. You understand or not? So we just look at
Yeah, yeah,
things like,
yeah.
and I think I
Correct,
represent
correct.
the major citizens. I don't know, not major, but working class, or we always wanted to wait for the timing one. Now is the good timing, we will be saying. So I think the most important money tips and habits that I have learned is to just calm down first, don't be like a lalang. Okay.
Or sheep.
And yeah, and plan really, really well, to make informed decision. I think a lot of us have forgotten this. When the bank introducing a lot of the moratorium, and there are so many changes in the first few months, especially in
Mhm.
March and April. There are miscommunications, and people don't know. They can't go to the bank
Yeah,
and ask the bank,
correct,
and
correct.
they need to make a decision whether to stop or to continue the loan, or
Mhm.
a lot
Mhm.
of all these questions popping out. But I think the important tips and habit I have learned is to always make informed decision. How to make informed decision? Very simple. Ask. Because some people, they don't even know what the question to ask. If I don't pay now, so does it mean that this interest will go up? Things like that. Because they
Correct,
think
correct.
asking might be sound stupid, or some people
Yeah,
think that
people are afraid to ask.
indeed. But I'm the type of person, I will just walk into the bank. I will just call the hotline and, is this what it means? I I really ask all the questions that I can ask before I make any financial decision. So I think is to second thing is make informed decision, that I think is a habit that I have really learned a lot this year, especially these few months, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's and then to quickly readjust, to be flexible in budget planning, if you were to ask
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that what caused people to feel very stressful, you know. Wow, suddenly no job. Oh, how? Then they got like,
Panic.
ayo, I already planned this. Oh, your planner. Is it in I need to use Mandarin to say this word. 计划永远赶不上变化. Meaning to say, what we plan always we can't always cope with what is changing, constantly changing. Yeah, so I learned about flexibility in terms of reviewing, readjusting budget immediately. Yeah, and the money feelings, I think a lot of people, right? Actually, money is there. Money is still there. They still can survive for 3 or 6 months. But because of the chaos around, that caused them to have that fear. Like,
Mhm.
ayo, my budget, my emergency fund will not be enough. How? Then they think of their kids' education. Then they think of the kids, milk powder or 夠唔夠女買啊，夠唔夠女做呢啲做嗰啲. There are a lot of all this. I think it's just an imaginary fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if we really look into it, we know how much money really coming in every end of the month, and I think that kind of uh, feelings, when we control our not control, but we manage our expectation and we manage our feelings, we will feel much better about just readjust. Okay, it's okay to readjust our budget a little bit this month, or to readjust for a few months, and let's see how. I think the flexibility that I have learned throughout this year is really helping me a lot, especially in feeling calmer, feeling calm a little bit. Yeah, not to say
Mm.
very kanchong, Kanchong we can't do
Yeah.
anything. What. Kanchong also
Yeah.
can't change anything. What. Or the stress.
Exactly.
And if you talk about personal finance, right? Actually, a lot of people are afraid to talk about their situation. This is what I found out. You know,
Exactly.
yeah, it's not about whether how much debts we are in, or how. One thing I found it even with husband and wife, sometimes because didn't it's just because of we didn't communicate through, or we don't want
Mhm.
to talk about it, or even good
Mhm.
friends, or especially employee and employers right now, if they want to readjust their salary, I think people just afraid to really talk it out. There are
Yeah.
many concerns. People will feel like, yeah, if I tell him or her my situation like that, how he or she will think about me, or how my boss will. We have a lot of the almighty mind reading skill, the
Yeah.
mind reading, the mind reading. That's why we
Yeah.
are afraid to talk about our situation.
Yep.
Mm.
Exactly. That's why we always advise, people to actually like, money or personal finance is not something that is like a taboo to talk about. Everybody
Yeah.
should talk about it openly. That's why, there are even some parents that they don't talk about money in front of their kids, or,
Mm.
like you say, spouses, they don't discuss money between each other. No, that's how
Yeah.
when you hide more and more, you sit on your own problems, when your problem gets bigger and bigger, it get even harder to actually solve your whatever money issues that you are having. That's why,
Mm.
a financial plan like is really, really important. With a
Mm.
financial plan, you can actually make as you mentioned, like informed decision, because you
Yeah.
have everything planned out, you have everything in black and white, or everything calculated. Basically, you will not like get affected by your emotions. As you mentioned, times like this, you get panic, yeah, kind of feel like I have enough money. But I've been hearing people about all this, this investment is good, that investment is good. Like, no, yeah, there are a lot of good investments out there, but it's more importantly to understand your current financial situation,
Mm.
right, before making any investment decision. Like,
Yep.
chances are, if you don't know very clear about your financial situation, you will be, all this decision, you will be affected like by your emotions, or is that plainly just listen to the market noises that we say. Yeah, so it's
You
more
are
important.
you are correct. You are very, very correct, because uh when we say we do training for people, we deliver positive impact or drive any outcome, or you were saying self motivation relates big time with financial knowledge. Because a lot of us growing up, we did not have this subject called pengurusan keuangan in our even secondary school subject.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like what you say. It's like taboo, you're right. I don't talk
Right.
about this, and I feel stressed. I feel stressed. Then you just keep everything to yourself, and that's
Yeah.
where the problem started.
And you get
And
more and more stressful and affects
yeah,
your mental health.
yeah, and with social media, people think the hashtag YOLO, the hashtag every day is holiday, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
We get peer pressure just by looking in our Instagram, the Insta story. I would say a lot of
Yeah.
us suffering from this invisible stress that people tend to compare their lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
to other people's lifestyle. It's just so
Yeah.
easy to compare and feel really low about themselves. And this is
Yeah.
if you were to ask me, financial knowledge is the base for someone to really wanted to get motivated, to really wanted to feel calm.
Yeah.
Personal finance has big thing to do with self motivation, and it's a huge self learning lesson. Even for myself, if I have the time now, it's 40 minutes. If I'm gonna tell my grandma story and Penny grandma story, it's gonna take another 1 hour. So I decided not to share about too much, but I
Okay.
really feel it. Even I am
Yeah.
learning, growing in communicating about money with my parents, with family. Family is like just like another office, just like another business. If you
Mm-hmm.
were to ask me to educate parents about insurance, for example, to talk about nomination of my insurance, all these little details
Mm-hmm.
play a big role. If you were to
Yeah.
ask, yeah,
Yeah.
to just talk about money, feel open, and how can we create that kind of open environment to just let the employees to share their financial challenges to the HR and to the bosses, especially during this point of time. Because now everyone wants to survive, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think the direct way is just how can we create that kind of open environment for
Yeah.
bosses to share about their struggle and for employees to understand, to just get this portion of money so that you can survive through this period of time, and everyone can help the company grows bigger, and we will go through this together. Now is the time. It's really the right time to have that open environment to talk about money. Louis, everyone wants money, but no one wants to talk about money, you see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why do you? Everyone wants money, but why do you avoid that topic instead of
Exactly.
like, yeah, right.
Mm.
I guess
And
like more and more companies there, they start to realize that this kind of financial knowledge is more important, very
yes,
important to the employees. That's
yes,
why
yes.
they also engage us to talk about financial wellness program to
Yeah,
employees actually. Yeah, because they realize that it's only when employees can really manage their personal finance, then they get more motivated. They get more productive. They have they better mental health. It's a big influence.
exactly. That's why I have been thinking about these three health element in corporate wellness, if you have to ask me. So the first is definitely physical
Mm-hmm.
health, and
Yep.
secondly is definitely financial health,
Yep.
and third, mental health. The mindfulness, with so many informations right now, with people don't know how to filter that so much of information overloaded every single day, and we have been indirectly influenced by a lot of social media, the screen
Yeah.
time, with the increased screen time, and a lot of fake news, a lot of not validated kind of news, and if we read it, we feel about it, that's how we're going to behave about it. That's the
Yeah.
logic of it, so
Correct. Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually wrote an article about 7 ways to actually take care of mental health. Actually, back then I wasn't into like so much of this, but I do realize that at times like this, mental health is very very important. Yeah, those
Yeah.
few points that you mentioned about very very important
Mm,
for mental health. Yep.
yeah.
So with this as a summary, so what is the one big audacious habit or goal that you want our audience to take action right now?
Big wow. That thing too fast already. I was reading the questions. Um,
Exactly.
wow, one big audition. Okay. Habit or goal. Wow, you call that BAHG.
Yep.
I like it. Okay. So
Bag as a
yeah,
short form.
habit or goal.
Mm-hmm. It's just one big habit or goal or something that you want to just shout out to our audience right now, whoever listening, just go do it right now without any delay. Is there one
Yeah.
thing that
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself in financial planning and in financial planning and financial decision. Just be honest and look for someone that you trust to work together with. Look for someone who is professionally, in personal finance industry. Okay, especially MyPF. All right, of course it's MyPF. Right.
thank you,
To
thank you.
to be honest, be open, and find someone that you trust. I built that kind of trusting relationship with my personal finance advisor that really built my confidence in terms of managing my finances. So that's why I say be honest and be open to talk about it, and find someone you trust to share about your financial planning. Of course, professionally lah. Find someone who is professional. Yep.
Mhm.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Like, be honest, like, not just to anybody. Of course, be honest to the person that you talk to, and also be honest with yourself. If you already know that you need advice on a personal finance, don't just sit on it right now. Now is the right time. That now is the best time to actually
Yep.
just talk to somebody. And you mentioned a point about building trust with your financial planner. Or we all understand that it takes time to build like this kind of trust. And the only way to speed up this is about open communication, and this needs to be both way. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, if you engage a financial planner but you hide all your or concerns or your problems, it's not gonna go anywhere. So to
Yeah.
speed things up, it's just to begin the relationship with open communication. Yeah, don't
Totally
hide, be
agree.
honest. Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
I guess thank you for this point. So I guess it's the time for the random question game now. You know about this,
Cool.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
So we
think I
have
know.
a yep. So we have a generator that we can generate 30,000 questions combination from yes,
20,000.
30,000, and it's based on your luck, whatever it pops out. So I'm gonna read the question to you,
Okay.
and you will have to choose either one, and not just that, you will have to explain why did you choose that instead of the other
Cool.
one.
I
Yep.
love it.
Here comes the question. Oh wait, where did the question go?
20,000. Oh, really 20,000 questions.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So the question is, what would you do if you inherited either financial freedom or hotel chain?
Oh, what would I do? I choose one.
Hmm.
I choose one, is
Yeah, yeah,
it?
you have to choose one. What do you do?
Financial freedom, I would choose. Okay.
Okay.
So, oh, this is like if I'm a millionaire, what would I do, right? If I'm a billionaire?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's like,
You
I think first
are
of all, I would definitely open up schools. Okay. And
ah,
it has always been my dream to open research and development center in terms of learning. I always wanted to find out, the latest model on how people learn. And, research means I need to spend a lot of money and a lot of time and to attract talents who have that passion to build this learning model together. Because for the
mm-hmm.
past many centuries, right, we are evolving, and our learning method has to be adaptive, has to be really to the point to build the next self-design era kind of people. I'm talking about the future. So I definitely would want to spend a lot of money on research and development center specializing in developing learning methodology. I have a dream. My dream is to
Ah,
really win a Nobel Prize in my lifetime to develop learning methodology, to develop a very holistic learning methodology for the next generation. Education
wow,
has
amazing.
really changed my life. That's why,
Mm-hmm.
if you were
Mm-hmm.
to ask me, I would definitely contribute I would be devoting my life, spending my time in the research and development center. And I want to have something like Apple University. Apple, they have their own university that they train their staff, to think like Steve Jobs. So one day, yeah, it's about school, it's about university, it's about the whole R&D thing. If I, yeah, got this finance, inherited my financial freedom. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, I didn't know you have this big dream. That's cool. I'm so
Yeah.
glad to know someone who has actually someone who actually has such a big dream. Let's and not including us, like including myself and also all the audience. Let us all witness this and then wait for
Yeah.
that day when it happens when you get the Nobel Prize.
Thank you. It's a huge word. It's a committed work goal. Yep. But I need a lot
Okay.
of money now.
Of
You
course,
need a
of course,
need a
of course.
big
This is
water pipe, 大水喉 we say.
no,
Really,
you'll get there. You'll get there. Like if you're not inherited with this financial freedom, you can build your way. I mean, build yourself towards that. It will happen.
Catherine.
Yep, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess here comes to the end of our show.
Yes, cool.
Thank you for sharing. I learned so much from you. Great
I learned a lot
personality.
from you
Yeah,
too. I have fun
yeah.
talking to you. Thank you for making my life become more alive. I was
More.
hoping this is the first time I engage with someone on a live session. I have not done that, not in a Zoom way, but I really appreciate my PF of giving an opportunity for me to share and to just have fun from home.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. Thank you so much. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank
Okay.
you, Catherine. Yep.
Thanks, Penny.
Thank you, the audience as well. Yeah.
Of course, of course. Thank you all for listening.
Yep.
Thank you, podcast, for listening. You can find the show notes and links on our website, mypf.my/podcat. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode where I'm going to continue talking about money in the new normal. Thank you. Hasta pronto. Bye.